Welcome back to the MEIO YouTube channel. Today we're covering another topic of life in our second episode, that being friendship. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
Okay, so I think the basic thing about friendship that we can start off by talking about is what makes a good friend.
Yeah, definitely like in a good friend, like they should be like loyal and like you should trust them, you know what I mean? Like if you're trying to say some private or like some secrets with them, they should be able to you should be able to trust them and that they won't tell anyone and betray you.
Yeah,
Very
your
true.
friend is someone who keeps all of your secrets, and you don't want that secret to get out anywhere else.
Yeah, you want to rely on them and I guess make sure that they don't tell other people. And that's the thing about trusting other people is you got to trust them. I guess trust them first before. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point.
No, I kind of get what you're saying. Like you allow yourself to be vulnerable with them.
Yeah.
Trust is a two-way street, you know?
Mhm.
Like you gotta trust them, they gotta trust you. And that's really like an organic part of the friendship, because trust doesn't just come out of nowhere, like trust is earned. You can't just one day say like, oh, I trust this guy for no reason at all, like usually somebody has to do something to earn your trust and earn your loyalty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's definitely built over time. It's not something you get immediately, for sure.
Yeah. I think that's also the thing with friendship. It's hard to find someone that you can count on when things are rough.
Yep. Yeah, that's tough. And like finding that one
I think
person.
another point that go ahead, David.
Okay, yeah, I was just saying like, and I think another point that like a good friend has is like their willingness to listen. Like after you get to like know someone, like you trust them, when you tell them stuff, they gotta be like willing to listen, like no matter how much you trust someone, like if they don't want to listen to what you got to tell, like that's not gonna be a two-way
Yeah,
street, right?
exactly. It can't be like them just telling you stuff and like them expecting you to listen, but then they can't they should be able to listen to you and what you have to say. They should be like curious about like what's going on with you and stuff.
Yeah, there should be a balance. Like you should be able to, the relationship should be able to reciprocate to one another.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't want to tell something to someone who doesn't seem like they want to listen or like they're being forced to listen. So
Right, like trusting someone enough to like tell them about like and like be vulnerable with them is like it's a sign, that like you trust them and you're willing to talk to them. And so, they really got to show that back, right? Like you guys really have to both hold that like kind of outlook towards each other.
Yeah.
Like, you're willing to talk, you're willing to listen, It's a two-way street, and that's really what makes a good friendship good.
okay, so then I think our third point would be having like a good chemistry with someone. Obviously, like I would want to be able to do something fun with them, like I don't know, go to the amusement park or something.
Yeah, I think having a good bond with each other is important in a friendship, especially if you don't want to be too similar with one another, but I guess having a few similar traits is like a good thing.
Yeah.
And like chemistry can be more than that, right? Just like knowing who the other person is, and just like after you know who them is, like be who they are, just be able to account for that, right? Like if you know what their favorite snacks are, or like like what their favorite place is, they're feeling down, get them that snack or take them to that place. That's part of chemistry, knowing who they are and how to help like meet their needs.
Yeah, I agree for sure. You should know them in and out. They should know you in and out, and that's what makes a good friend.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think our fourth point would probably be like, I think the same thing, right? Enjoying your time with them. Because if you're not enjoying whatever time you have with them, then are they really your friend?
It shouldn't be like toxic. Like it should be like fun, like the stuff you do together.
Yeah, like you shouldn't have a friend that's two-faced, I guess. I'm sure all of us have had one friend that shows one side, but then takes off their mask and shows their other side and their true intentions. I guess it's best to have someone that you can, again, going to that same point of relying on them.
Ooh, I think that's a nice transition to our next segment, which would be, how do you deal with friendship struggles?
I think we should definitely communicate, like talk out what you feel is wrong in the relationship, or being open is definitely important instead of keeping it all in. Because I know that at one point it will, start to explode, and then I guess then the friendship becomes toxic.
Yeah, you should never bottle up your like what you want to say and stuff. You should just be open and say it right then and there.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, like, it can just be like some sort of miscommunication or misunderstanding. So like Lavanya said, it's best to start off with like a discussion of what's wrong first and then go on from there.
Yeah.
It's like letting the air out of a balloon, right? If you like slowly let it out, it doesn't fly out of your hands. It's not like it just stays there. Everything's in your control. If you just suddenly just let go and just let all the air out at once, it flies all over the place. Like, it's loud, and it's like can cause a lot of trouble. And like, it's the same thing with friendship. If you feel there's something wrong, just like tell them, like, hey, I feel like this is like, we could really improve in terms of this or like that, and just being willing to talk, like to be open.
Yeah, no, I like that analogy you brought up. Like it definitely relates to friendship, how we should be dealing with when we're in a conflict.
Like nothing's gonna get fixed if you just don't even talk about it.
Exactly.
Exactly. So I think that should be step one. But let's say step one doesn't work, then for sure step two would probably be like distancing yourself slowly.
Yeah, I think if it comes to a point where both of you guys don't agree, or both of you guys are on different sides of the conflict, I think it's best to distance yourselves, like take a break from the friendship and then maybe possibly come back to it. Or if not, then there are other people, I guess.
Yeah. Like if your friendship, like if it's just like too toxic, or if it's just like not good at all, like if it can't be saved basically, then just like you gotta like obviously like cut them, and and like go with the other friends and hang out with them. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, like it's hard to cut out those people that you've been with for a long time, and then seeing you and them part ways it's hard, but I guess it's part of life to move on. And I know that there's other people, and you're going to meet other people in life, and that's what life is about.
Yeah, at the end of the day, no matter how like hard it would be to separate yourself from someone, you have to think about how it's affecting your life and how it's affecting your mental health. If being with them isn't the best option right now for you, and if you think it's like too much of a mental overload, you should definitely just do what's best for yourself and move on.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you have to think about yourself and your mental sake. Is this good for me, or is it doing harm for myself?
Yeah, I agree. Like, you are your number one priority.
And like, I always used to like say to people, just kind of be yourself, and like you will attract the right kind of people to you, like your friends. If you be yourself, you'll find people that enjoy being around you. And like, if you feel like that isn't organic at any point, there might be something going on that you might have to reconsider.
Yeah, I agree with David. I think we shouldn't be afraid to be who we are. We shouldn't hide a part of ourselves in front of other people, especially towards our friends, because our friends are basically like our family. We come to them for support, to talk about our problems. So why hide a part of yourself from them?
Yeah, I feel like the best way to deal with toxicity is just to let it go from your life, because the more it stays, the more it harms you and possibly people around you.
Yep, that's an awesome point. And like, if you're gonna like pretend to be someone else for a friendship, like that's not gonna end up well, right? You always want to be yourself around your friends, because like that one day when your friend realizes you've been pretending to be someone else just to be their friend, that's not gonna turn out well. So like,
Yeah, I feel like that goes hand in hand with
having a fake friend too. Just if once you realize that they're not who they are, then I feel like it is best to just cut them out of your life.
Yeah, in your life, I feel like there's always going to be people who are your genuine friends and also people who mask as friends but are not really
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
So you should, you know, be aware of those people because I feel like they're the most dangerous kinds, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
like it's just I know it's difficult to realize at first, but slowly you'll start to get an idea that this person doesn't really want the best for you. And then you would just, I don't know, you just know naturally, I feel like. And then if that happens, then it happens. You just have to, you know, cut loose.
Yeah, I know you brought up a good point. Like, I feel like there are people that in your life where there's temporary people and then there's permanent people. And I feel like at one point you don't want to have constant people that are just coming in and out of your life. You want to have people that are staying with you and supporting you through all the ups and downs in your life.
Yeah, and I know like when we were younger, we always had this notion of like the more friends you have, the better. But I feel like now it's like as you grow up, you realize like it's not about how many friends you have, but like the quality of your friends. Like even if it's just like, I don't know, 2 or 3 close friends, those are way more valuable than like 30 friends that are, I don't know, not true friends.
Yeah, I feel like we've all experienced that in some point of our life. I'm sure like especially in high school, like we're basically experimenting with ourselves and finding which groups of people are the best or bring out the best of ourselves. And I guess that we realize that certain people are better for ourselves.
Yeah, I agree. And I think if there's nothing else missing, that pretty much wraps up our video for today.
So thank everybody for watching, and once again, if you liked what you saw here, please feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to like the video and subscribe, and maybe tell us what you think is the best kind of friendship, or like what's the most important aspect of the friendship, you know?
Yeah.
Or leave any of your friendship struggles down below too.
And without
Sure.
further ado, we hope everybody has a great day, and we
Yeah.
hope to see you next time.
Bye.
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 See you guys next time.